Today we're going to be discussing whole foods versus processed foods and how that ties into reading food labels. So starting with whole foods, we're going to keep this super simple. Whole foods are foods that are kept in their most natural state. They're packed with lots of vitamins, minerals, nutrients. These are foods we're going to find generally around the perimeter of the grocery store. So think the produce section, meat section, dairy, and some things even in the frozen food section. These are going to be the foods that are going to help support the goals that you might have. So whether it's aesthetic or combating fatigue, improving performance, these are the foods that we want to try to nourish our bodies with as much as possible. Now, processed foods, on the other hand, these are packaged items that have been processed to help preserve them from spoiling. So they're going to have a lot of additives, a lot of added ingredients, typically stripped away with their natural nutrients and vitamins and minerals. Think cereals and granola bars and soda, a lot of added sugars. So these are the foods that we want to try to avoid as much as possible, and be aware of what we're putting into our bodies. So how does this tie into reading food labels? So take, for example, we'll start with whole foods. If we're shopping in the produce department, it is very unlikely that you're going to see a nutrition label on, let's say, your spinach or your lettuce or your bananas, because the only ingredient that is in that is your spinach or your lettuce or your bananas. Versus a processed food, so let's say like cereal, where there's going to be a huge laundry list of preservatives, additives, dyes, sugars, multiple types of sugars. So these are things we want to be aware of. But when we're taking a look at a processed item, that we're not just focused on what the protein, fat, and carb breakdown are, but the types of ingredients that it is made of. So the longer the list is, right, the more processed it has been, and the more added ingredients that it contains. And these aren't going to necessarily nourish your body to help support those goals. So take a look at your ingredients list when you're shopping. Another big, thing to look out for are condiments, because we like to put things on our food to make them taste good. But this is where we can run into seeing a lot of added sugar, and we don't even realize it. So take for ketchup for example, like regular Heinz ketchup. Take a look at what the added sugar is, right, versus just what the sugar content is. The added sugar is the sugar that they have put into the product, and it's not a naturally occurring sugar. So things like ketchup, barbecue sauce, pasta sauce, marinara, these are all things we kind of want to watch out for. So take a look at what that added sugar is, in addition to just what the sugar content is. So some little things to just kind of be aware of there, right? Take a look at your ingredients list first. Make sure there is as little ingredients as possible, and that's going to ensure that your product that you are looking for is going to be minimally processed, has as little ingredients as possible, and trying to keep it at closest to its most natural state. From there, then, if you want to take a look at the fat, the carbs, and the protein breakdown to help meet your macros, if that's something that you're tracking, then yes, so let's certainly take a look at that. But take a look at those ingredients first and be aware of what you're putting in your body, and especially that added sugar piece. Hope you guys find this is helpful.